Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up and April TBR. Today is currently the 26th of March, and that means there are 5 days left in the month. I figured why not do it early. I kind of got excited, a little bit of a head start excitement for doing my wrap-up. And yes, I will probably finish at least one book within the next few days that I'll add into my April wrap-up. I read a total of 7 books this month, which is great. It's still on track with my goal because I want to read at least 3 books a month on this TBR, well, not TBR challenge, but like my 2015 reading goals. And one of those books completed my TBR jar challenge, which was to read a book that I DNF'd. So jumping right into my wrap up because I am excited. I don't know why. I'm just really excited to do this video. I feel like March drug on a really long time and I'm excited for April. It's getting closer to warmer weather, hopefully. We got rid of all of our snow here and then it snowed today, so there's a little bit of snow out there and a lot of ice. But warm weather is fast approaching, I'm hoping. For all of you in warm weather, I envy you because it is cold 90% of the time here. After that long babble, I am getting straight into my wrap-up now. The first book that I finished, I was reading at the end of February, and I knew I was going to finish it in March. I don't remember what day I finished it in March, honestly, but the first book is Fairest by Marissa Meyer. I have done a review for this, so you can click right here on the book, or you can find the link down in the description bar. Either one will take you to that review. I gave this book 3 stars. I just had to go back and rewatch my review because I wasn't sure if I gave it 2.5 stars. Goodreads has a habit of not posting my final, like, if I do a review and I'm like on my app doing it and I click do my review, click I'm finished with this book and then rate it, it doesn't post my review that I've done, so I have to go rewrite another review, and at that point I'm like, I don't want to rewrite that, so I don't. So sometimes I have to, when I do rewrite it, I put in like whether I gave it a 0.5 star or not, but I did give this 3 stars, and like I said, it probably would have been a 2.5. The only reason why it was a 3 was because there were the Easter eggs for the other books in the Lunar Chronicles, and I really liked that about it, but that's the only reason why I got a 3. Otherwise, I didn't really like this book. After Fairest, I was on a big Kindle reading kick. I read 3 books on my Kindle. The first book I read on my Kindle was Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. This is the first part. The second part is coming out soon. I think I gave this 5 stars. I really, really liked it, and I'm really glad that I gave Colleen Hoover's books another chance because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have read this. And I wouldn't have known how great it is, and at the time when I was reading it, I didn't realize it was co-written until I started reading it, and then I was like, oh, it's co-written. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I tried reading another Colleen Hoover book, like I said, and I will definitely try to read another one of her books. I might try Confess, I might try maybe someday. I don't know. If there's a specific Colleen Hoover book you think I should try, comment it down below. I didn't like Ugly Love, and that was the one that made me skeptical about reading her. But I gave this book a shot, and I'm really glad I did. After reading Never Never, I ended up reading the e-copy of the book that I got off of NetGalley, which was Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy by Sam Maggs. I really, really like this. I don't remember what star rating I gave it. I didn't do a video review on it like I said in my last video. I might do a video review of it sometime. I did post a review to Goodreads, so that will be linked down below. And I also posted a review to the publisher on NetGalley, so I did review it. It just wasn't a video review. I really, really liked the book, and I found it really, really interesting, and it made me feel like a total nerd, but it made me like appreciate all the fandoms that I'm in, and it's a really good read if it's one of those ones where you can like put it down and pick it back up and read another bit after reading like a couple books in between, if that makes sense. It's more of a coffee table book in my opinion, but that might just be because I didn't get to see all of the images that were probably in the physical copy of the book. So when the physical copies come out, I'll probably get a copy of it and read through it again and go along with the pictures. One thing I mentioned in my review to the publisher was that on the Kindle version, you get bits and pieces of pictures on separate pages, so you never get to see the images in full, and that kind of was something that threw me off while reading it. That was the only complaint I had, and that was only because it was on my Kindle. After reading Fangirl's Guide, I ended up picking up a book that I read with Kylie K. I will link her channel down below. We read Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Men by Katie Finn, which is the alter name for Morgan Matson. And going into this, I thought it was I thought it was a new adult novel. And then getting into it, I realized that it was YA. I don't even remember what I gave this book. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video review on it or not. I had some mixed feelings about it, and I think Kylie did too. She finished it after me. I felt like Gemma as a character was very immature, and I felt like Hallie as a character was very immature, and there are a lot of things in here that it almost felt like a middle school grade book. And I think Kylie said that too. She was like, it feels like a children's book. Most of the characters' choices were immature, and I think that's what made me dislike it a little bit more than I thought. Like, I didn't think I was going to dislike it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. And the ending of the book did make me want to pick up the sequel. Obviously, it's not out yet, but when it is, I will pick it up and read it. Hopefully it's better than this one. I'm not going in with many high expectations for that second one after reading the ending of this. After being on that Kindle kick, I finally switched back into physical copies, and I was really, really excited to have received this book in the mail from Entangled Teen. It was a bit of a surprise. I will link my unboxing down below. It explains why it was a bit of a surprise. I'm also going to link down below the unboxing that I did today. I got another book from Entangled Teen, and it was a bit of a surprise too, and it's going to be in my TBR. But the book that ended up being a surprise surprised me a lot because I actually really, really loved it as well, and that is Paper or Plastic by Vivi Barnes. And you guys can probably see the cover a little bit less than me. Usually when I say you guys have issues seeing the cover or something, it's usually just me looking in the viewfinder and having issues seeing it, but you guys probably see it perfectly okay. This book I gave 4.5 stars. This book went out to a lot of people when How Not to Fall in Love went out, and I will link my review down for that. I got an e-copy of that book, but the physical copies of this and that kind of went out at the same time. And I was really surprised, like I said, to get this book, but I was so glad that I got it because I was going to end up going and buying it myself. And I read it and I absolutely loved it. I love the characters. It had a plot twist ending that I wasn't expecting. I had my own theories about what was going to happen at the end. This actually surpassed what I imagined it was going to be like. I really loved all aspects of this book, and I'm going to be filming a review on it after this video, so there will be one up eventually, and once it is up and published and live and all of that jazz, there will be a link on the book and there will be a link in the description, so do check that out if you're interested in this book. I will be going more in depth in my review, so if you're interested, go check it out. Up until today, this is the last book I have read in March. I might finish one other book, if that, depending on how busy I get over this next few days. This last book was kind of a letdown for me. It was a 2-star book, and I'm hoping that the books that I pick for April are going to be a lot better. And the book that I'm talking about is Now and Forever by Suzanne Colasanti. I have a lot of her books. They're all over here behind Grimm's. All these Funkadelic ones over here with the striped sides, they all match their spines, so I kind of really like that. I have something like Fate, Take Me There, So Much Closer, All I Need, and Keep Holding On. When I read All I Need, I think I gave that maybe a 3-star or a 2.5 star. And for this one, I wasn't really expecting much out of it, honestly. After reading that one, I kind of had an idea of what I was going into for this one. I really liked her writing when I was younger. I did. When I was like 13, I thought she was great. Now reading it, I realized that her writing is more like, it almost feels like a middle school grade book where, like, when a girl is starting out reading romance, she's so in love with the idea of love that she loves any book. There's a lot of love in that sentence. She loves any book that has the insta-love because that's what every girl wants, right? When you're 13, I assume that's what every girl wants. That's what I wanted anyways. Her books were like that, except for a few. I think I've read all of her books now that I've read this one. I don't know if there's another one on my shelf or not. I'm going to be doing a review on this one. I just wasn't wowed by it. Obviously, 2 stars. I feel like I've matured since the last time I read her. Before All I Need. The last book I read by her was Keep Holding On, and I wasn't too much of a fan of that one either. It was a bullying story. There were a few of her books that I did really like, and I'm kind of curious to go back and read them now that I'm older and I'm liking more well-written things. I don't know. I think it has to do with her writing and her characters that really kind of, ever since I've gotten older, I feel like she's kind of like gone downhill with her writing, or maybe I'm just growing up and I'm not liking her writing anymore. I don't know. I really don't. I will go more in depth in my review of this, which I am going to be filming after my review of Paper or Plastic. So once that is up, again, I will link it over the book and I will link it down in the description. I almost forgot to mention that Now and Forever actually completed my TBR jar goal to read a book that I DNF'd. I DNF'd this in September. I hit a reading slump after starting this, and so I actually finished it only because of this. I probably would have DNF'd it if I didn't have to finish it for this. I know that I said I was going to read Harry Potter for that, but it came to the end of the month and there was no way in hell I was reading a Harry Potter book with only like 10 days left in the month. So I read that book instead because it was shorter. So now on to my April TBR. The first book is going to be the book that I'm reading. I'm probably going to finish this month, like within the next couple of days. But I'm going to put it in my April TBR. It's going to be in my wrap-up in April, and that is Perfect Match by Ernest Barrett. I'm reading this book, and I was sent it by Austin Macaulay Publishing. I don't know if I'm going to do like a single review for this or if I'm going to wait until I read the other 3 books that I got with this, and then do like a full video with all 4 books in there and just do all the reviews and that. I haven't decided that yet. I'll probably decide that after I finish this. Now I am going to do my TBR jar pick. I have done all 3 so far. I wasn't sure I was going to get March done because I thought, oh, I have to read Harry Potter. But then I found Now and Forever. I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I have books on my shelf that are shorter than Harry Potter that I can read, that I have DNF'd. So I picked that one. So I did manage to complete that goal. I am still in the game. I can now do my April TBR jar pick. Give me a good one. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm hoping it's better than last month's. I hated last month's. Okay. Reread a favorite book. I can do that. This is like the best one yet. For my job to reread a favorite book, I am going to be rereading A Rose for Melinda by Lurleen McDaniel. Was this any surprise? I don't think it was. It shouldn't come as a surprise. I love this book and I reread it every year, and I've been wanting to reread a Lurleen McDaniel book, so I'm going to read A Rose for Melinda, which is the last book in this bind-up. So it starts right here, and this bind-up doesn't like number the pages, like it just goes through, because there's 3 books in here, so like it doesn't go 1 to like 200 pages and then go to the next book. It just keeps going to like 300 to 400. So this one starts at 453 and goes to 658, so it's about 200 and something pages. I would love to have people read along with me, so if you have any chance to get a copy of A Rose from Melinda or the bind-up book, read along with me, because I need somebody to fangirl with. The next book that I am going to be reading is the Novel Bunches book of the month, and that is Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. We were debating between this one and I think the other one at the top of the poll was To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Yeah, by Jenny Han. Almost forgot the name of that book. I've been excited to read this one for a while. I really like the names of this book and the other book. I'm just really excited to read this. So, If you aren't a part of the Novel Bunch, the link to the group is down below. If you are a part of the Novel Bunch, then make sure you have your copy of Under the Never Sky and be ready to read. We start on April 1st. There will be a spoilery discussion board and a non-spoilery discussion board in the Goodreads group. And then if we do a live show, that will probably be either on Whitney's channel if she rereads it with us, or it might be on my channel. We don't know yet. The last book on my TBR is the book that I unboxed today. The link to that, I think I said it, is down in the doobly-doo. And I was really surprised by this book coming to me, but I am super excited to have it, and it is Awakening by Shannon Duffy. I am super excited to read this. I just got it in the mail. It comes out on April 7th, and hopefully I will probably be reading this one first, actually, even before Under the Never Sky, just because it is a review book. And I definitely want to get it read and review it for you guys. Sounds really, really interesting, so if you want to know more information on this book, the unboxing is down below. Like I said, I keep repeating that. But if you go watch that, I do give a description of the book, and you can see my reaction because it's pretty funny. I think having these 4 books is good enough because they're fairly big, and I don't want to put like 5 books on a list and then have to worry about actually completing them. I know that last month I got most of the ones I said I was going to read done. That being said, it doesn't mean that I'm only going to read those 4 books. I'm definitely going to try and read more and keep up this whole reading streak of reading at least 6 books to 7 books a month, because I've been doing really well with that. So hopefully if I don't set too high of a goal, I can push past the goal that I set and read even more. I don't know why I'm gesturing with my hands. Ow. That is it for this wrap up, you guys. I am really excited that I could read 7 books, probably 8 books by the end of this month. And I am really excited for April. I'm going to be a lot busier in April, actually, because I'm helping my mom out with running a fundraiser. So I might not get as many books read, but I definitely want to get through at least the ones on my TBR, because they're all books that I kind of have to read. The bottom book being the one that I'm reading right now, and then that one being my TBR jar pick, and that one being the Novel Bunch book, and this one is a review book, and I'm just really excited to read it. So I'm actually off to film 2 reviews and a favorites video. And the favorites video is not what you think. It's not a beauty guru type favorites video, but you'll see. It's coming soon. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!